In this video, we're going to talk about materials and textures in VRAY for Rhino. And we are going to see how we can use images, basically, to create like layers inside a material. So while in the previous video, we only worked with some really simple channels like the diffuse, reflection, and refraction to create metals, to create transparent materials, glass, and so on, only using colors, only using simple parameters. In this video, we're going to use images. So this is what textures are. Basically, they are images. And we're going to start with these models here. I'm going to show you where you can find it. And the first site is called 3D Models CC0. So these are completely free to use. They are CC0. And here we have the desk. And also, if you go here in models, electronic and gadgets, this is the virtual reality goggles. And I believe that's, and you also have the lamp here, which is there it is, the banker's lamp. So we already saw how we can download this really easy. Just click here, go to download, and then you can insert it. And also this model is from another website called polyhaven.com, and you can download this in Blender. Let me show you here. So you can download it, and there it is. You can extract the folder. Inside the folder, you should find this folder here, which is called blend, and this is the Blender file. Now look for this, double click. Now Blender also is open source. You can download it and install it for free. And then you will just need to go to File and export this into a format that is readable by Rhino, for example, OBJ, FBX, and also others here. But let's go with the FBX. You can see here, I have already exported it. So I will close this. So you just would need Blender to convert that file. And this should be the FBX here. Let's see. There you go. So then you just need to drag and drop this inside the scene. Go to Insert, say OK, give it any name. OK, 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 and there you go. Now you can see here I have also imported the goggles, and it's basically the same process. So once it's downloaded, just drag it and drop it. We saw that in a previous video. So these files will be in a RAR, so you just need to extract again, and then you can see here we have the object and the textures. Now usually textures, the most important textures are the diffuse or base or color or the most superficial layer of the material. Then you have a normal or a height, which are going to represent the parts that are like fake 3D details. And then you have the roughness or the glossiness. So you either have one or the other, and this is going to represent when the material is going to be more shiny or less shiny, basically. So just to show you again the steps here, I'm going to insert this. Okay. Okay, so same procedure. And I'm going to place this at the bottom of this. Okay. And again, it's asking for missing image files. And usually when it does this, you click here and you get it from the folder. So I'm going to go to get the first layer of our material. And now we're gonna go and adjust also the other layers. So let's start here by checking if the material has been placed here also in the Rhino Materials. So you can see that in the Rhino panel, all the materials that we create are gonna be visible also here. And we also saw that we can use Rhino Materials as well as VRAY Materials, but probably it's better to use VRAY Materials. So in order to have everything with the same render engine, so VRAY Lights, VRAY Materials, VRAY Render Engine. Okay, so it should be one of these, but also I can use this button here to click and edit the VRAY material if this is a VRAY material. Otherwise, right click to create a VRAY material from the selected object Rhino material. So select, right click, and it's gonna generate a new material in the list here. So let's find it out. Probably is this one here, because when it automatically generates materials, it's gonna call them with this number like this. So I'm going to call this table 2 because I already have one. Okay, now I can edit this. So the first texture is already placed because it's the one that I have selected from the folder. And let's start to do some renderings to see the effect only with the diffuse texture. Now it's not the greatest effect here because it looks really not shiny and doesn't have reflection, doesn't have details. So let's see what happens if I start to bring in some additional textures. Now probably the most important here is the bump or the normal. You can choose one of these, and to assign a texture you can go here to this texture slot. Now you don't only have textures, you also have procedural maps. So let me show you one just to make an example of this bump. So let's use, for example, this noise. So this is going to create this effect on my surface. You always need to figure out the sides and the tiling, but we're also going to talk about that later. And so let's see the effect here on the scene.